Welcome to HH28, where we unravel the secrets of self-discovery and matchmaking. We are Hugh and Heather,
two master holistic guides dedicated to helping you navigate the worlds of numerology, astrology, and personality in pursuit of meaningful connections.
All right, so ready to dive in. Today, we're tackling Leo compatibility, specifically yours.
We've got all the charts right here, and most importantly, all your questions. Get ready to uncover some, starstruck connections, right? You being a Leo and all, basically the star of the show, right?
It's funny you should say that. Leos really are often described as having this, radiant, sun-like energy.
Makes sense, I guess. Sun's your ruling planet and all that.
Exactly.
So we're talking, confident, creative, always the life of the party, all those classic Leo traits.
Absolutely. But, there's also this deep well of generosity and loyalty in a Leo. This isn't just about soaking up the spotlight. It's about sharing that warmth, that vitality with everyone around them.
It's like a bonfire then. People are just naturally drawn to that warmth, that energy. But every fire needs fuel, right? What keeps a Leo burning bright, especially in relationships?
The age-old question. Well, let's unpack those love matches. Our data's, it's revealed some fascinating patterns, to say the least. Shall we start with the top three? All right. We're talking Aries, Sagittarius, and a bit of a wild card, Gemini.
A whole fire sign trifecta? Okay, I can kind of see Aries and Leo, a match made in, a very passionate place, to say the least. But give me the details. What's the deal with this fiery connection?
Well, think about it. Both Aries and Leo are ruled by the element of fire. What does that mean? A shared zest for life, a love for adventure, a way of expressing themselves. It's, direct and enthusiastic, to say the least. It's honestly a naturally combustible combination, if you ask me.
Spontaneous combustion, maybe?
Maybe. Now, Sagittarius, they bring a different kind of flame to the table. Exploration, freedom, expanding their horizons. That's what they're all about. And this pairs beautifully with a Leo's natural desire for new experiences, their love for a grand adventure.
So less sparks, more setting the world on fire together then.
Exactly. Now, Gemini, this is where things get a little, how do I put this interesting? They're an air sign. And you might think, fire and air, won't that just, blow things out of control?
It does sound tad chaotic, yeah.
On the surface, maybe. But here's the key. Air fuels fire. Gemini's playful energy, their intellectual curiosity, their ability to adapt to any situation keeps a Leo engaged, stimulated, constantly entertained. It's a relationship that crackles with wit, never a dull moment.
Sounds like a whirlwind romance waiting to happen. But let's be real, not all signs are meant to, dance in the flames. What about those relationships that might need a fire extinguisher nearby?
Well, the data suggests Taurus, Scorpio, and Capricorn could present some, shall we say, unique challenges for a Leo.
Let's break those down then. Taurus, that's an earth sign, right? Solid, grounded, lover of comfort and routine, all that good stuff.
You got it. And while Taurus's reliability, their devotion, those are admirable qualities, no doubt, but their grounded nature. It might clash just a tad with a Leo's desire for spontaneity, for grand gestures. Taurus prefers a slow burn. Leos, they're all about fireworks. Finding a balance between those two approaches, it can be tricky.
Like trying to have a candlelit dinner during a hurricane.
Now, that is a very poetic way of putting it. Now, Scorpio, another interesting case, to say the least. Water sign, known for their depth, their intensity, and, let's be honest, a touch of possessiveness.
And we know Leos aren't exactly wallflowers when it comes to attention.
Precisely. Both signs are passionate, both crave deep connection. But their approaches to love, to expression, they can be quite different. Scorpio's intensity, it might feel overwhelming for a Leo, and their need for control could clash with a Leo's independent streak. It's a relationship that requires, let's say, careful navigation and a willingness to understand those emotional complexities.
So not impossible, just potentially explosive.
Precisely. Now, Capricorn, this is perhaps the most, shall we say, challenging match for a Leo, at least romantically, that is.
Too practical.
You're catching on. Capricorns are all about structure, discipline, achieving their goals. They're incredibly loyal partners, dependable, all that. But their reserved nature, their focus on practicality might feel a little stifling to a Leo who craves, excitement, grand expressions of affection.
Less dancing in the moonlight, more planning for retirement.
Essentially. But remember, these are just, general tendencies. Individual birth charts, those nuances of personal planets, they can paint a much more, detailed picture of any relationship.
Right. So it's like we're setting the stage for a play, and those personal planets, those are the actors that really bring the drama.
Speaking of drama, Let's move on to friendships. Who makes the perfect scene partner for a Leo?
Friendships. For a friendship full of laughter, adventure, unwavering support, the data points to Libra, Sagittarius, making a comeback, I see, and good ol' Aries.
Okay, now this is giving me major friend group goals vibes.
Right.
Libra, that's an air sign, right? Known for being diplomatic, charming, always up for a good time.
Exactly. Libra's easygoing nature, their knack for creating harmony, it blends beautifully with a Leo's natural warmth and generosity. They balance each other out, with Libra bringing a sense of grace and diplomacy to Leo's, shall we say, sometimes dramatic flair. The perfect blend of champagne and confetti. And Sagittarius, well, we already established they're basically Leo's cosmic twin flame when it comes to adventure.
Indeed. This is a friendship built on shared passions, a love for exploration, and a healthy dose of humor, of course. You'll often find them traveling the world together, trying new things, pushing each other to step outside of their comfort zones.
Sign me up. Sounds like my kind of party. And Aries, we talked about their passionate connection with Leo romantically, but what about just as friends?
Aries and Leo as friends. Oh, they are a force to be reckoned with. They're both natural leaders, both driven by their passions, always up for a challenge. This is a friendship built on mutual respect, encouragement, and probably a lot of playful competition.
Like two stars, each shining brightly in their own right, but even more radiant when they're together.
A beautiful way to put it. However, just like in love, not all friendships are, shall we say, cosmic masterpieces. Our research suggests Cancer, Pisces, and Virgo might require a bit more effort for a Leo to build a lasting bond with.
Time to tread carefully then. Cancer. They're ruled by the moon, right? Known for their sensitivity, nurturing nature, and, well, those legendary mood swings.
You've summed it up perfectly. Now, Cancer's empathy, their compassion, truly beautiful qualities. However, their sensitive nature, it might clash with a Leo's more direct, sometimes theatrical communication style.
A bit like trying to have a heart-to-heart during a stand-up comedy routine.
Essentially, Cancer needs reassurance, emotional validation. Leos, they tend to express affection through grand gestures, playful banter. It's a dynamic that requires both signs to, how do I put it, step outside of their comfort zones a little bit, make an effort to understand each other's emotional languages.
So Cancer's a bit of a softer touch, like a delicate dance around their emotions. What about Pisces? Also a water sign, but a very different vibe.
Very true. Pisces. Dreams, intuition, going with the flow. That's them. Incredibly compassionate, deeply in tune with, well, their own emotions and the emotions of others.
Ultimate empaths, then.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Pisces' dreamy nature, their tendency to, how do I say this, avoid conflict, might clash a bit with a Leo's more direct, action-oriented approach.
They're trying to pin down a Pisces for, like, a firm plan, like trying to catch smoke.
Now, that is an apt comparison. Leos, they thrive on clear communication, tangible expressions of affection. Pisces, they're navigating the world through, well, feelings and intuition.
And how do you even begin to bridge that gap?
Patience. A whole lot of understanding. A Leo might need to, dial down the drama just a tad. Meet a Pisces in their world, the world of emotions and creativity.
Makes sense. Okay, last but not least on our friendship compatibility list, we've got Virgo. Earth sign known for practicality, attention to detail, all that good stuff.
Virgo, the ultimate analyst of the zodiac. Observant, detail-oriented, always striving for improvement.
All fantastic qualities, but I can see how that might maybe clash with a Leo's need for, I don't know, praise and admiration.
Right. While Virgos make incredibly supportive friends, their way of showing it, acts of service, constructive criticism, which a Leo might misinterpret as being overly critical or not fully appreciating their, well, unique brilliance.
It's a classic case of different love languages just applied to friendship then.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Now, want to shift gears a bit from the, shall we say, heart to the hustle. How do these compatibility dynamics, how do they play out in the workplace?
Because, let's be real, who we're surrounded by at work can make or break your day.
Truth. Our research actually suggests that for Leos, the dream team lineup for work consists of Aries, Gemini, and, yep, you guessed it, Sagittarius is back.
Okay, definitely sensing a theme here. We know Leos and Aries, they share that fiery, get-it-done energy. But how does that work in, like, a professional setting?
It's a dynamic duo, right? Built on mutual ambition, a passion for innovation, a shared willingness to, take a risk or two. They challenge each other, they inspire each other, push each other to, well, achieve their full potential, you could say.
Brainstorming sessions must be electric. And Gemini, with their adaptability, their communication skills, They must be the glue that holds it all together.
You said it. Gemini brings flexibility, a real knack for diplomacy. Invaluable when you're navigating the, complexities of a fast-paced work environment.
The peacemakers, the multitaskers, the ones who can talk their way out of any sticky situation.
Precisely. And then there's Sagittarius, right? Bringing in the big picture thinking, their optimism, that knack for seeing opportunity where everyone else just sees obstacles.
The visionaries of the group then, the ones who keep everyone, I don't know, inspired, reaching for the stars.
Exactly. Now, of course, just like in any cosmic dance, there are bound to be a few missteps. The data, unfortunately, reveals Capricorn, Taurus, and Scorpio might present some challenges for Leos in a professional setting.
Time to put on our diplomatic hats then, I guess. Capricorn. They're all about structure, hard work, climbing that corporate ladder. Am I right?
You are. And they excel at it, no question. Responsible, organized, always striving for excellence. However, their more traditional approach to work, the focus on practicality, it might clash, just a tad, with a Leo's more, shall we say, spontaneous and creative style.
So a Leo might feel stifled by Capricorn's need for structure, while Capricorn's sitting there like, this is a bit too flamboyant for my taste.
Exactly. It's a dynamic that requires, I would say, clear communication, mutual respect for each other's, working styles, and a willingness to compromise, of course.
Finding that middle ground is key. Now, Taurus, we talked about their love of routine, stability, great qualities in a friend, but maybe not so much in, a fast-paced work environment.
Good point. While Taurus brings reliability and dedication to the table, those are valuable assets, no doubt. Their preference for, shall we say, a predictable routine might clash a bit with a Leo's need for change, excitement, that need to shake things up every now and then.
So Leo sees Taurus as too stuck in their ways. Taurus thinks Leo's a bit too, unpredictable. Impulsive.
Essentially. Now, Scorpio in a work setting, that's where things get really interesting.
Because Scorpios, they're known for their intensity, their strategic minds, that air of mystery.
Bingo. Incredibly perceptive, driven, always have a plan. However, that need for control, that tendency to, keep things close to the vest, might create some friction with a Leo's more, open and direct communication style.
Too many cooks in the kitchen syndrome. Both signs want to be in control.
In a way, yes. Transparency, trust, absolutely essential for this pairing to, work effectively in a professional setting.
So it's all about harnessing that combined power, channeling it towards, a shared goal.
Precisely. Now, I want to shift focus one last time. From the boardroom to, shall we say, the exciting world of business partnerships.
Because when it comes to building an empire, choosing the right business partner, that can make all the difference.
Tell me about it. For Leos, our research actually suggests that the most, successful business partnerships are formed with Gemini, Sagittarius, that just keep coming back, and of course our fiery Aries.
Okay, let's do this. Gemini, we've already established, adaptable, great communicators, valuable assets to any team. But what makes them, ideal business partners for a Leo?
Gemini brings versatility to the table, a knack for networking, a real talent for seeing multiple perspectives. And this complements a Leo's vision, their charisma, that ability to inspire others to, get on board with their ideas.
They're the ultimate hype man then, making sure everyone's as excited about the business as the Leo who dreamt it up.
Precisely. And then, of course, we have Sagittarius, always the adventurer, the risk taker, the one who's not afraid to dream big and chase after those big, audacious goals.
The ones who say yes to every opportunity, see potential in every challenge. They're the ones keeping the momentum going, even when things get, a little tough.
Exactly. They're not afraid to, challenge the status quo, push boundaries, innovate and disrupt, all qualities that really do align perfectly with a Leo's, entrepreneurial spirit.
A partnership fueled by a shared thirst for adventure, both in business and in life, it sounds like.
Absolutely. And of course, can't forget about Aries, can we? That shared passion, drive, unwavering determination, we've talked about it. But how does that, fiery combination, how does it work in the world of business?
Well, if anyone's going to build an empire together, it's going to be those two.
Right. They're both natural leaders. They're not afraid to take charge. And they inspire others just with their, enthusiasm, their can-do attitude.
A true power couple. Building each other up, conquering the business world, one challenge at a time,
Absolutely. Now, flip side, right?
Yeah.
Our research, it also suggests Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, they might require, a a little more finesse for a Leo to really navigate in a business partnership.
Right, gotta watch our step with this bunch. We've talked about Virgo, their meticulous nature, their love for the details. But how would that create friction in, like, a business partnership? Especially with Leo.
Virgos. Analytical, detail-oriented, can't beat them for that in business. However, that need for, perfection, tendency to maybe overthink things just a tad, that might clash with Leo's more spontaneous, action-oriented approach.
Leo's like, come on, let's go. Virgo's still making sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed.
You got it. Open communication is key here.
Yeah.
And a willingness to, appreciate each other's strengths. Essential for this pairing to really work.
Balance, then. Big picture vision, meaning meticulous execution. Now, Taurus, right. Love for stability, routine, we talked about that. Great for some things, but the fast-paced business world, how's that work?
Taurus. Grounded, practical, fantastic for business, especially, I'd say, managing finances, maintaining stability, all that good stuff. However, their, resistance to change, preference for that slow, steady approach might frustrate a Leo who's all about innovation and, rapid growth.
Leo sees a great opportunity, wants to jump on it. Taurus is hitting the brakes. Hold on, we need a plan. What about the risks?
Exactly. Got to have clear communication and, honestly, a shared understanding of each other's risk tolerance. That's crucial if this pairing's going to succeed.
Sweet spot, then. Calculated risks meeting calculated moves. Last but not least, Capricorn, right? Ambition, discipline, that unwavering determination. Nobody does it better. But business partnership with a Leo. Where do the challenges pop up?
Capricorns. Natural-born strategists. Long-term vision, incredibly disciplined in how they reach their goals, no question. But their approach to business, more traditional. Big emphasis on structure, might clash with the Leos, let's say, more innovative, sometimes unconventional methods.
Leo might see it as too rigid, too by the book. Capricorn's thinking, this is chaos, where's the plan?
Precisely. Mutual respect, flexibility, a willingness to, learn from each other, learn from their strengths. Essential if this pairing's going to really thrive.
Merging leadership styles, then. Leo's visionary thinking meets Capricorn's strategic planning. Now, that's a force to be reckoned with in the business world. Before we wrap up, though, going to touch on a few more things from our research, just some additional insights into all this Leo compatibility stuff.
Of course. Astrology, it's like layers upon layers. Always more to uncover.
Right. It's endless, really. One thing that stood out to me, the whole dynamic between Leos and, air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, our research suggests they bring like a lightness, support, intellectual stimulation, all that makes them, wonderful friends for a Leo.
Makes sense when you think about it. Air signs, they're all about communication, ideas, social connection. Thrive on mental stimulation, and they've got that knack for seeing all sides of things. It really complements a Leo's need for, I would say, intellectual engagement and, appreciation.
They're like fanning the flames of a Leo's creativity, right? Inspiring them to think outside the box.
Exactly. Another thing that came up, family dynamics. Data suggests Leos, they often have this really special bond with, who else? Their fellow fire signs. Aries and Sagittarius. Makes sense though, right? Shared values, that warmth, enthusiasm, zest for life.
Like the saying goes, the family that plays together stays together. But with a whole lot of fire, obviously.
Precisely. However, navigating the, shall we say, emotional depths with water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, that might take a little more effort for a Leo.
Because fire and water. Two powerful forces, sure, but they don't always mix so well.
Exactly. Water signs. Incredibly intuitive, empathetic, feel those emotions on a whole other level. Leos, more expressive, action-oriented, might not always pick up on those, subtle emotional cues that water signs are sending out.
Bridging the communication gap, then, learning to speak each other's emotional language, right?
Right, precisely. Patience, understanding, willingness to, meet in the middle. Those are key to navigating those relationships.
Balance, as always. Emotional expression meets emotional sensitivity. One final thing that jumped out at me, the potential for, friction between Leos and the earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn.
Tricky one, that. Earth signs, they're grounded, practical. Value stability, security, all that. Leos, with their, fiery, spontaneous nature, might clash with those values, at least initially.
It's that whole opposites attract thing. Right. But then what? How do you actually bridge that gap? Fiery enthusiasm meeting grounded practicality.
Conscious effort.
From both sides.
To really understand and appreciate their differences. Leos, they can really benefit from the stability, the practicality Earth signs bring to the table. And Earth signs, They can learn to, embrace a little bit of that Leo spontaneity, that zest for life.
Finding the middle ground, then. The sweet spot where both can thrive, both can grow together. Well, folks, there you have it. Our deep dive into the always fascinating world of Leo compatibility. We've seen the good, the bad, the, well, potentially explosive, and all through that cosmic lens of astrology.
Remember, just general tendencies we've been talking about. Every individual is unique. Your own personal birth chart, that's what's going to give you that really nuanced understanding of your own, astrological compatibility.
This is just the beginning, really, the start of your cosmic journey. So get out there, explore those connections, and above all, have fun with it.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep embracing all those, fascinating contradictions that make us who we are.